So let's jump right into it. What are we doing first, Cody?
Well, we're going to start with our berry crumble because that's going to take a little time in the oven. So basically, if everybody can set their oven to 325 to 350, if your oven runs hot, let's do it at 325. If it doesn't, let's go to 350.
We're going to do 350 just to have.
And then while that's happening, we are going to get our saucepan going and take our stick of butter. We'll put that in our saucepan because we're going to be using this with our topping. And don't know if everybody brought their thank you for coming bowl or their garbage bowl or a trash bag, but it makes life a lot easier. So Sam, in the meantime, while the butter is melting, if you want to dump your pie filling, whatever you chose, we had a lot of options that you could have chose from. Like we're doing actually a cherry vanilla option here with this. You could have done like a blueberry pie filling with a lemon cake. You could have done a strawberry pie filling with a chocolate cake. It's just however, what you're looking at. An apple pie filling with, spices.
Can we spread it?
Yeah, go ahead and spread it around. Let's see how this butter is going, or their lack of not going very fast.
These electric stoves kind of get you. You put it on low, and then your tortilla's burning.
Don't forget, you still have a lot of stuff in there. Scrape, scrape, scrape. Waste not, want not.
Okay. I see you. I like that.
Perfect.
That was actually a whole spoonful in there.
So with that, you do want to make sure that everything is spread around. We want a nice even coat of the cherries and the pie filling on there. Once again, thank you for coming bowl. That way we don't have to worry about running to the trash can all the time. I was joking with my roommate before I left, and I was like, we got the thank you for coming bowl because it's a lot easier. Normally I have the trash can sitting down here that I
Boom.
When we're doing things. How is our butter looking?
Let's see. So we're getting a little bit, it's melting a little bit, it's getting there.
So what we're gonna do is we're gonna take half of our cake mix and put it in our dish there.
This is white deluxe cake mix. A lot of this stuff you can get at a local store, local grocery store, or even like maybe Allsup's.
So
package secured. So
and it doesn't have to be exact. If it's more than half, yay. If it's not half, yay. The main thing is we just want to make sure that you have enough butter that when you mix it in, that it's going to look a little bit like sand. How's our butter looking over there?
It's going
looking
down.
Good?
Yeah, we're coming along on the butter now.
All right.
Starting to get a little bit more.
So go ahead and pour whatever's melted in there.
Okay.
That's probably about 3 tablespoons of it. So we're just going to mix it up. You're looking for more or less kind of a sandy, gravelly kind of looking texture.
You want clumps? Do you want clumps or no
clumps? Are fine. They're going to melt down in the oven anyway.
Oh, okay.
Because in your cake mix, you have, pretty much everything to bake a cake. So, you have your flour, your leveling ingredients, and all of that.
Mm-hmm.
So, I'm liking this. What do you think? You think we need to add some more cake mix, or?
I'm feeling some more cake mix, because if we're going to make a cake, we're going to have to send it.
Well, we're not necessarily making a cake. So when this bakes, it's actually going to brown and be more like a cookie top than like a cake.
I like cookie top.
So
I like that cookie top features.
All right. Go ahead and turn our butter off so we don't burn that, and just slide that over. Okay, we're done with that. Thank you for coming. So, clean hands, cook's best gift. We're going to move that out of the way. And so you can sprinkle it on there.
Fascinating technique.
There's no rhyme or reason. There doesn't have to be, I mean, however you feel you want it, but this is going to be your crumble that's going to go on top. It's going to bake roughly about 15, 20 minutes. And you just want to watch it and make sure, you know, as it starts to brown and bubble. So
That we're watching it.
that we're watching and what we're doing.
Okay. Cool, cool, cool.
All right.
Hey guys, this would just be a quick moment. If you guys have any questions, feel free to comment in the chat. We have a few people working it from here. Huge shout out to Linda, Ray, and Valencia.
So even though our oven's probably not all the way up, you can put it in, not a problem. That dessert is very, very forgiving.
Nice.
So tonight we're making chicken fried steak, mashed potatoes,
Okay.
gravy, and if we have any of our vegetarian folks, we're going to be doing portabella mushroom, basically portabella mushroom steaks, and then a vegetable stock gravy.
Okay, that's a good dynamic change.
So,
From what I'm used to.
but what we're going to start first is our potatoes. So if you want to grab that bowl and our potatoes, and I will grab our
Just
cutting boards.
Potatoes.
So how many of you folks have these flimsy cutting boards that no matter what you do, they're always moving? Here's a little tip and trick. Wet paper towel. Get you a paper towel, just lightly wet it down, unfold it, put your cutting board.
Noise.
So there you go.
Grip.
Grip. All right. So let's get our potatoes started.
Friction is not negligible. Some of you will understand that.
Okay. So this is what we'll put our potatoes in after they're peeled. We have our thank you for coming bowl here. We're going to move that to the side to make a little room. So you can use a potato peeler. You can use a knife, whatever you want to do. You can even leave the skins on your potatoes if you want.
Okay.
It just depends. So we're going to go through and we're going to get our potatoes peeled. And so that way we're good to go. Is there any questions? A lot of this
questions,
is going to be
comments,
prep
concerns.
work in the beginning, but once we start cooking, it goes fast.
I'm excited. When I heard that we were doing country fried steak, I was like, I have to be there. I got to get some of that. 'Cause I love food, first of all, but you say steak and I'm there.
Well, you know, I mean, country fried, chicken fried. I even looked it up. I'm like, why is it called chicken fried steak?
Okay. What'd you find out?
Because it's how you cook chicken.
Oh,
It's the same way of cooking chicken.
so it's not really.
Yeah. So,
I feel cheated now that I know that. For some reason, I don't know why.
but, so tonight we're going to do a lot of little tips, tricks, kind of some little insider stuff. So, all right, now that you've seen two peeled,
Let me try this.
it's all about you.
Where are the potatoes? All right.
If you're using a peeler, please, please, please make sure that you keep your, your knuckle out, because those peelers, they will take the skin right off. Pretty simple.
Pretty simple. I like it. I like this brush feature.
The brush is actually, you can use that for cleaning your mushrooms. You can use it pretty much for cleaning any vegetable.
Just scrape it. Boom. That's a clean mushroom.
Oven's ready.
Nice. You want me to cut? How many would you like me to cut?
We're gonna need, basically you wanna have one potato per person.
Okay. So if you're
So
seeding,
you want one medium-sized potato per person. So we'll do a few more.
sometimes people eat 2 potatoes.
Well, and that's the thing. Mashed potatoes are very forgiving. So
You can make a bunch.
You can make a bunch. They freeze well.
Leftovers for work tomorrow. Be
Leftovers,
considerate.
yes. when you're having that chicken fried steak mashed potato sandwich.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that next day. You know, I'm not a great shot with my peels, but...
You know, that's understandable. Let's see. Go ahead and grab one more big one in there, and then we'll...
All right.
Yeah. So that's basically a 5-pound bag. We're going to do half of it for tonight.
Okay.
And then I'm going to step back into the Magic Kitchen.
We have one of those?
You know, the backstage and get these washed.
Okay.
While, if you want to talk about events on campus and what's going on. And
can totally do that.
I mean, it is like midterm week, isn't it?
It is, isn't it? It really is. No, we didn't forget. Cody's messing with you. So there are a few things going on this week, actually. Obviously, if you're here, we appreciate it. Tomorrow, we've got another event, Painting with a Swirl, which is going to be super fun. We love having you guys on there. We always see a good dynamic change. It's not always the same group, and we love that. But midterms week, if you haven't already been assigned your midterms, or you don't know what your midterms are, you don't know what a midterm is, it's not too late to ask for help. Because right here in midterms is where we figure out how we're going to end the semester when we want to be doing well when we get to the end. So we don't have to worry too much.
All right, so we're done with these. Let's get these back over here so we have more room.
Hey, I just wanted to know, where's your laptop at? What are you watching from? Where are you Zooming us tonight? Can we have the pleasure of being introduced to some of you? If you would like to say hello, now is an opportunity to say hey. Cool. Thank you. And to anyone who wasn't brave enough to say hello, we will have more opportunities, so we'll keep rolling with it. So what's next, Cody? We got the washed potatoes.
So, we've got our potatoes washed. We need to start getting them set up for going into our pot.
Ziplet.
So, plain and simple, slices, sticks, dices.
Slices, sticks, dices.
Slices, sticks, dices. Ready?
Bye.
Slices.
Okay.
Okay.
Slices, sticks. Okay.
Sticks.
We're fundamentally breaking down the potato.
Dices.
I could do that. I could totally do that.
So once again, holding our knife, pinching our knife. We don't do this. We don't do this.
Want to maximize the grip.
Pinch it, squeeze around. We make our sticks. Slices, sticks, dices.
Slices, sticks.
So let me finish this one, and then I'm going to hand this over to you.
Cool. You guys
And
see
if
some
you
of
will take the lid off of that, chop, chop, chop in the pot kind of thing.
Ooh, I like that.
All right.
The knife, the grip, pinch with the index, your pointer finger, and then that back thumb. These 3 fingers are just going to kind of caress that blade handle, and you'll have a good grip there.
Yep.
Got a lot of slices. Right?
A little bit thicker. You want to try to make all of your
like
stuff.
A cube.
Yes.
Okay.
And when you're cooking, you want to try to have like sizes.
What's a like size?
Well, you want everything to be the same shape. No. Put your potato back together.
How do we do that? We're missing pieces.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Well, so that way you have a flat surface.
Okay.
Turn it.
Dices.
So you're aiming for your potatoes to be that size.
Not all of them are.
Not all of them are going to be, potatoes round, and we're asking you to do it in a square.
You're also asking me to use a knife, and there's so much going on.
So how is our home folks doing? Are they keeping up? Anybody want to share what they're doing or show what they're doing?
I think I gotta go for a different strategy than this one.
You're gonna go for a different
Maybe
strategy?
walk me through this one. So the slices here.
Okay, hold on. Let's get your board clean.
Right.
Okay.
Slice. Right there, it's a good thick one.
So that's perfect. Wait. You want to clean your blade.
And then go to the chop. This one right here?
And then turn, and then, yep. So, once again, we're trying to have everything like sizes, because like sizes are going to cook
evenly. Okay. Woo! God, I love cooking.
You want me to do one?
Yeah, you can do the last one if you want.
Okay.
I would appreciate it. Oh, this boy.
Slices, sticks, dices.
Slices, sticks, dices. I like that. It's easy to remember.
Yeah, that's a Worst Cooks of America thing.
Is it really?
Watch a lot of food TV.
I do not. What's a good show to watch?
Honestly, I like anything by Rachel Ray, Ann Burrell. So, Alex Guarnaschelli. Supermarket Stakeout's really cool. So.
That sounds cool. That sounds epic. Supermarket Steak. Hey, John Montgomery. We did it. See that? We're just peeling potatoes and solving problems and you didn't even know it.
All right.
We used the Band-Aid this one time where I was chopping something and I got distracted. This is my fault. Had a slip up. Hey, Professor Corey Cole. Good to see you guys. Awesome.
So, if you will dump those in there, boop, we're going to set our knives to the side. We're going to leave our board, though.
Okay.
Okay. What does water taste like?
Water tastes like hydrogenated oxygen.
Nothing.
Yeah, nothing?
Nothing.
Like
water
nothing?
tastes like nothing.
Yeah.
So, when you're cooking your potatoes, you can put water in there. We're going to season our water with salt and pepper.
Okay.
You can use a chicken broth. You could use a beef broth. Whatever you want to do to season your potatoes, because while it's cooking, it's going to soak it in.
Okay.
The other thing when you're cooking potatoes, we always start with cold water.
Why is that?
Because as the temperature rises, it's going to cook through and through a lot.
Gradually?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's supposed to help them cook more evenly.
Instead of going from a hot temp, now get the potatoes hot, the water's already warm.
So we're going to put our stove like on a medium high. So that's the back corner. I'm going to put about a tablespoon of black pepper in there.
We're eyeballing it. If you guys have utensils and stuff, feel free to use it. But this is a great way just to measure.
Tablespoon's about a palmful.
Boom.
And then I cook with kosher salt. So you always add a little bit more kosher salt than you do table salt.
Okay.
It's just a bigger granule. And we're going to add about the same thing.
Okay.
And then we'll slide that over.
Got it cooking. Nice.
So have you ever been cooking like pasta or maybe some potatoes and it starts foaming and it boils over?
Yeah. Tips and tricks.
A wooden stick, a spoon, whatever, so when it boils up, it gets there and it just doesn't boil over. I don't know. Just the way it works.
Thermodynamics. Boom. This isn't a science show. We're not going to bore you. Don't worry. But I love science.
Yeah. All right. So let's do our steak.
Let's do the steak. That's the reason you guys got on the Zoom. Let's do it. Does anyone want to let us know where they're cooking from? Can we see your kitchens? Can we see where your potatoes are?
Bueller.
Beverly, I'm not going to cut my hands, but I appreciate you being wary of that. I thank you. Sometimes I should have somebody being cautious about my hands because God knows that I sometimes am not.
I got you. Okay, so to the fridge.
To the fridge.
We've got our steak. We got our brown gravy mix seasoning. We're going to need our flour, our oil, and you know what? Forgot the milk.
The milk.
Gotta have the milk.
Quick giveaway. We're gonna give a shirt away to whoever can post on our Instagram the word milk. The first person to comment the word milk on our Instagram will get a free
Milk on Instagram.
giveaway. Free giveaway. Love it. So we got our steaks, we got our brown gravy, our milk, and our flour and our oil.
So we're gonna start by seasoning our steaks.
Okay.
Then we're gonna set up a breading station.
Okay.
And then we're gonna let them sit and rest for a minute because our potatoes haven't even come to a boil yet.
So when you say breading station, what are we talking about? What are we encapsulating there?
The breading station is actually where you have your wet ingredient in one dish,
Okay.
your dry ingredient in one dish. So you go wet to dry,
Oh, okay,
wet
okay.
to dry
Okay.
kind of thing. So
So do you have any tip? We'll get there. We'll get there.
yeah, we'll get there. So looks like we got some really nice
It's a
tenderized
good looking steak.
round steak. So once again, thank you for coming, Bull. All right. So when Ray tasked me to do this, I was like, how am I supposed to season on $16? Because, you know, in my cabinet, I've got garlic and just
Just kinda
different,
throw
you
it
know,
in there.
we have a green chili seasoning and various things. These little packets, so this is the brown gravy packet. It already has like your salt. It already has your onion. There's some garlic in
Really?
there, depending upon the brand. So, you know, these
Okay.
packets, 98 cents, and they already have all of your seasoning in there
Okay, so it's a go bag. It's got all the seasonings to go.
to go. All right. So, we're going to go ahead and get this started on. I have people in my ear telling me what to do.
Boop. Enjoy this close up of our gravy. Thank you.
And Dr. Montgomery, it's time to start pulling your utensils out because we're starting the steak preparation.
This is what you came for. We came to eat steak.
All
do
right.
it.
So once again, clean hands. Best thing for a cook. Take my ring off. So we're gonna lay our steaks. We're gonna keep them in the nice little styrofoam package that it comes in. Remove that because we really don't need that. And so while I go wash my hand, well, actually, if you will take the brown gravy mix,
Okay.
gonna open it, and we're gonna season this side.
And then you flip.
And then I'll flip, go wash my hands, and come back. So we're gonna use about half a packet on one side. You know, we want to spread it around. You smell that?
Yeah, it
Has
smells
that, you know, lovely smell.
so wholesome.
Has some of the garlic in there, some onion powder, a lot of goodness. So we have that in there. And then also we're gonna take some salt and pepper.
Okay.
So if you want to grab the salt and pepper,
Nice. How much you doing?
so just put a little bit in your palm. That's good. And then just sprinkle high. Nope, sprinkle high. When you sprinkle high, it distributes it a lot better.
Oh, I see.
So not only are we going to season our steak, we're going to season our milk, we're going to season our flour, so we're going to season every layer.
I love it. This might be too much. That's a way better drop than the first one.
Perfect. So let's get these turned. And then don't forget your brown gravy mix.
Mm-hmm.
And then I'm going to go wash this off.
Cool. So I also wanted to take this opportunity to kind of discuss some of the resources we have on campus right now. If you need tutoring, feel free to go to the GSSC, and I'm sure you're going to find somebody to help you. If you're in Greek life, just go to your your scholarship share, they should be able to help you find somebody who can help you out. And if anything, you can ask one of us. We are also a resource for you. Feel free to ask us any questions you have about school or just things that are usually happening that aren't happening because of the pandemic. And again, we're super, super glad that you guys are on this with us.
All right. Yeah, we're good. We're good. So let's just take this.
Thank you for coming.
Spread this around just a little bit more because we don't want it all clumped.
Right.
So while I'm doing this, if you will grab those tins back there, your breading station just needs to be, we just need those right now. We don't need that right now. Just wide dishes. We have 2 takeout containers. Once again, that's one less thing we can have to wash. We can throw that away. So while I'm spreading this around a little bit more, you want to add probably about cup and a half of milk.
Okay.
Which is going to get you to about right there.
Nice. I think I eyeballed that one pretty well.
Perfect. And then if you'll take our flour, you're going to put about a cup and a half of flour. Let me
write down some mental notes.
It's no. Wet, dry.
I'm glad you're here, Cody.
No problem. Keep going. Cool. So then what we're going to do, once again, we're going to do the
seasoning.
See one, teach one, right?
Okay.
So another roughly a tablespoon of black pepper.
Remember, guys, these roughlies are a little friendly.
If you like black pepper, put more black pepper. If you don't like black pepper, don't put a lot of black pepper. All right. Our potatoes are actually coming to a boil. You see it's starting to get the starch from the potato boiling up, so that's good.
Going down.
Okay. So there's a technique. You're supposed to use one hand for wet, one hand for dry. As you can tell, I don't. It's all there. So what we're also going to do is we're going to let our steak sit for a little bit. So if you will sprinkle some flour on that for me. Yeah, be generous. Sorry, Linda. Okay. So we got our steak. It goes into the dry. We don't want to pack the dry on. We're going to take it.
Love taps.
A lot of love taps. It's going to go into your milk. Back into your dry. Want to make sure that we're getting that taken care of. Nice. This is where we're going to do more of the making sure it's coated. Mm-hmm. We've got our sides done. And then you can be done. You can be done. No. I like a pretty good coating.
So we're going to go two
we're going to go twice.
2 rounds.
So we're going to dip it in. Shake off the extra. Go in.
Nice.
And get that. Make sure that the flour's there. We can flip it a couple of times.
Looking good.
And let that go, and then goes on your flour board.
My flour board.
Well, because that way, because it's still wet.
Mm-hmm. But it's sitting.
But it's sitting on the flour, so it's still going to absorb that in. It's still going to help your crust.
Good stuff.
So we're good
Needs
there.
more seasoning.
Needs more seasoning.
I can sense irony.
We're spreading all of that seasoning out, so don't worry. It's 1 packet for about 4 steaks. Yeah, all right. So once again, We're going to do another one. We're going to get this seasoning all moved through. You're going to end up having messy hands. It's just the way it is. It's all good. You want to check our crumble?
I would love to check our crumble. I actually wanted to... Oh, that looks good. I wanted to bring it to your attention earlier, but you can actually smell this thing kind of cooking in the process. And, ooh.
Well, and the nice thing... It like I said, that crumble is very forgiving. So you can leave it in there. If anybody else is cooking theirs, you know, you might want to check on your...
Yeah, can we take a look and see what else somebody else is cooking? I just want to look and visualize what you're seeing. If you could show us. I'd love to take a look.
Nobody else is cooking with us tonight?
Everyone's eating pizza but watching us do this, Cody. I can see. I
You
can
know,
feel it.
that's fine. They're just missing out on some good old country cooking.
Don't worry. We'll let you guys know how it tastes on our ASCB Twitter, Instagram, and Snap. We can talk to you through that as well if you have any concerns throughout this. If you want to DM us, we're very active on those as well. Feel free to hit us up.
Our potatoes are still looking good.
Corey, we have a delivery request from a Corey Cole coming in.
Corey would like for us to bring him some when it's done.
I hope you're prepared to pay a delivery fee.
Yeah.
First of all.
We'll see if Uber Eats is delivering, and we'll go from there. Okay, so I did 2.
I can do 2.
You saw. So I'm going to go wash my hands,
Okay.
and then we'll get that crumble out.
First, we're going to grab the steak. Powder the boy. See, I love food, but I don't have as much time to cook as I like to. Because there's a lot going on in my life. But that's no excuse for eating healthy food. Remember, your body needs good food. Although this is not the healthiest, it's gonna taste pretty good. I feel like I'm talking to myself now. If you guys wanna let us know, how it's going, feel free to post your pictures and send them to us.
Spank the flour off.
I missed the spanking. I did. Are you disappointed in the steak?
No, you're doing just fine. So our potatoes are continuing to boil.
Oh yeah, huh? See, I almost forgot about the potatoes.
We're gonna turn those
crumble.
up
You
a
can
little
smell
bit.
the crumble.
Our crumble smells great.
Oh,
it's getting a little brown on top, so we're still doing good there. So just so y'all can see what the crumble's looking like, as you can see, it's starting to get a little bit brown. You can see some of the pie filling coming through. And so it just has a little bit longer, and we'll take it out. All right. You don't want to stack them on top of each other, because remember, they're wet. So just move some things around if you need to. Yeah.
This turned into Tetris so
Yeah,
fast.
it's steak Tetris.
Doom.
All right.
See, I planned that one out. That right there.
Mr. Cole, Dr. Cole, put it on my credit card? Oh.
It's just irresponsible at this point.
The finance guy wants me to put stuff on my credit card. Yeah, he'll come back with that. I'm waiting for that one to come through. All right, so we've got our butter still melted over here. So in our crumble, we used about half a stick. We have another half a stick here. This is going to be for our vegetable. So it's sitting over here patiently waiting for us. Our potatoes are boiling. They're looking good. You can see that the water has a lot of flavor because we put that salt and pepper in there. So it's changed colors. Our crumble is almost done.
There's a lot of moving parts to this, but I like where they're going.
It is. We're going to be good. So I think we're almost time to use Bitcoin. Use your Bitcoin account, Cody. Well, thank you, Dr. Montgomery.
A live trading stock?
Yeah, you know.
What?
Well, we can figure that out.
It's never been done.
We'll figure all of that out. All right, so I think our steaks are looking good. Slap off the extra. And what we're going to do now is we actually have a special guest with us tonight.
We do?
We do.
We
do. We have Kemet.
Kemet!
Who is our Alumni Affairs Director.
Mm-hmm.
And he's going to talk to us while we do a little bit of cleanup and get some things taken care of.
Okay.
He's going to talk to us about... You ready for this? We have the ENMU salsa. So if you follow the Alumni Association's Facebook page, Twitter,
Instagram, there's an official alumni page. This will be posted in a lot of different places, but there's a naming contest for the salsa. The salsa is being made by Taco Box right here locally.
the hometown Tacotorium.
Right, exactly. I didn't even know that's what it was called, but yeah. So, and then we're also going to have a coffee that's made by Red Rock Roasters in Albuquerque. And the parts of the proceeds will go to ENMU scholarships. And I was told that if we brought some of a sampling of the medium salsa and some chips, that you, Cody, could try them, and Sam, and you guys could come up with some names on the spot. So now all we have to do is figure out where we put them, and we can do that.
It's in the fridge, so let us move our steaks real quick. And then just another quick trick. So, Sam, we have that wet paper towel under there.
Oh, yeah.
Thinking ahead. Look at us. Always thinking ahead.
That's some good
And that's
stuff.
why it didn't slip, right?
And that's why it didn't slip. But look, you have your instant cleanup.
Oh, yeah.
So let's do, Sam, not on the floor. Grab the trash can. Linda's not going to be happy. I'm so glad Linda gets to clean this and not me.
And not.
All right.
It's called teamwork.
So, there we go. So
All
let's
right, I'm
get our
excited about this.
salsa.
All right. Well, there's the salsa and the chips.
And then we
The
have our
chips.
chips over here.
Okay.
All right.
And you got your
So it's
plenty
a
of product placement.
You guys watch it? Are you seeing this? Can we get just a close-up of this right here?
Cody, I'm going to come over here, I guess.
Nice.
So is it a special blend of 11 herbs and spices, or
It's a secret.
It's a
and
secret.
it's somewhere between 11 and 13, I believe.
So should I be bold with this? Should I just go in?
Be bold.
Full scoop.
Be
Full
bold.
scoop,
Everywhere
guys.
be
full
bold.
scoop?
Here we go.
And it's a medium salsa.
Okay, so I'm not going to be bold. I'm not as young as I used to be.
Cody, don't do it.
And I didn't bring any Rolaids, so
I like that. It's savory. It's good around the palate. It's got that sweetness.
Kind of that
But
salsa
that
flavor.
upfront spice. Yeah, it tastes like salsa.
And so what would you call it?
Okay, nickname
if you could
right
name it anything, but potentially something ENMU related,
Okay.
what would you call it?
the best kept secret.
So
In the
far, anyway,
Southwest.
right?
It definitely has a bite at the end,
Yeah.
so it kind of sneaks up on you.
Okay.
You know, I'm not the best at this, but I want to go with like Tomatinator, just because it's got like a lot going on. There's a few
Tomatinator.
things spinning around.
Would you call it a Greyhound Tomatinator or
The
whatever?
Greyhound Tomatinator.
Because you probably want
That's
to
a stretch.
get
Eastern related.
yes, if possible.
Maybe like green and silver fire.
Oh, yeah.
Cody, that's a good
Maybe
one.
take another
You
chip,
better
see
write
if you come
that
up with
down.
something else.
You know, yeah. Well, I mean, if I could get to the bowl, I would. But
Hey,
you know, I mean,
It's so
he's a
good.
college kid. He hasn't eaten in a couple days. It's
Mm-hmm.
you know, So I mean, there's a lot of things. It's tomato based, so you can play off of that. It does have some good kick to it. There is the green chilies in there, and so
So there is green chili in this.
If Cody says there is, I don't know how we could argue with that.
The
If you
green
look,
chili
you have your
Greyhound.
green chili in there. You can see a lot of your chili piquis. So you've got your peppers in there. It kind of looks fire roasted from the green chili. Yeah, that would be your bite.
You got some good visuals. You know what I saw right there is tomato paste. I loved it either way.
You
It's
saw
gold.
chips and salsa.
No, it looks good.
Yeah.
It looks good. I love it. I don't know any names though. The Greyhound is overused, so we're gonna stay away from that, I feel. Can't just call it the Greyhound salsa. It's gotta be something convenient. But hey, if you guys have any, oh yeah, we could definitely call it the Greyhound heat.
We've given
Even though
it
the
a
Greyhound is
try.
overused.
How about you telling us what you think?
Yeah.
Of the name or
do
the,
a live
salsa.
tasting with us. Yeah.
Oh, sure, yeah.
I like it. Do you like it?
It's like I say, it has that sneak up on you. So maybe we call it the Greyhound attack
Ooh.
because it secretly comes in. You know,
Comes in swift.
it has a great
third
flavor,
quarter.
and then you're like, oh,
Oh, that's even
or we
better.
could just call it, oh,
We could just
hello,
call it, oh.
Greyhound.
Oh.
So there's
good.
there's a lot. I think this is a great program. Mm-hmm. You know, if it's going to scholarships, that's
something
that's
cool.
great. And especially working with Tom Martin from Taco Box, that's even cool too. Having a hometown company
Kind of. Yeah.
promote with us.
Yeah, we're trying to support local businesses, but also support ENMU, and then the students or alumni, whoever wants to, can join the naming contest. And we're going to do a drawing for everyone who enters some names, so you could win something that way, an ENMU fan pack. And then also the winners of the salsa naming and the coffee naming, which we haven't talked about much because we don't have it here today. But there will be a contest for both.
So you get to help
So-
scholarships. You get the opportunity to win, and you get to have some great salsa. I think that's a win.
So
in
we even had a
scenario.
comment, dog bite.
Dog bite.
Oh, because the salsa
enter
bites.
it. Enter it.
That
Hurry.
is a great
I'm
one.
locking in the answer now.
'Cause it does come up and sneak up on you. So it may be like a Chihuahua
I think
dog,
that's a-
a little yepper.
Yeah. mhm.
But definitely yes.
going
But
on
also,
again.
so you said there's also a coffee,
There's a coffee that's made by Red Rock Roasters in Albuquerque.
but
and
we're
look-
getting it through Sweetwater's.
Sweetwater's at Landell's.
For Landell's.
Yep.
Another alumni, another
that place.
proud ENMU grad.
Correct. Yes.
And it's a dark blend, light blend.
Dark roast. Dark roasted
roast?
coffee. Yep.
Does it have any like nodes to it? Is there anything in there? Or is it just going to be big, bold?
ENMU coffee.
ENMU coffee, I think. Yes, that best describes it. Yeah.
Nice.
Encapsulates a lot there because we explore, we're adventurous, but we're also sophisticated, and we like a good coffee. You know?
It should be
There's
a
a
good
lot there.
coffee. Yeah.
So they've zoomed in on our potatoes, making sure that we're
Maybe they've heard enough about the
haven't
salsa.
quite.
No, go on. No.
So potatoes are still looking good. So we're going to test them real quick. If you'll get a fork out of there.
Would you like to do your honors?
Oh, sure.
Oh, make sure they're fork tender.
They're elusive. What do you think? I'd say so.
I would say they're done.
It's good to go. Let me take that.
So we're good there. So now that our potatoes are done,
Should I exit and let you guys get back to your dynamic?
Well, we
know,
appreciate
if-
you coming down.
if you want to stay, you're more than welcome.
Okay.
Up to you.
Yeah, come hang out with us. I
We're
think it'll
just
be good.
gonna-
Well, I'm a little starstruck though, so I don't know,
A
if
little
I can handle it.
starstruck.
This is
Yeah,
a lot.
I've been watching you guys backstage and all.
You know, it's definitely a new experience. You know, we're on the set of Creative Living. That's televised. It's, was it
It's a lot of wholesomeness, actually.
one of the longest syndicated programs, or it's syndicated?
Oh.
I mean, I don't know the specifics, but it's pretty legit.
Yeah,
So,
sure.
Okay. So we're now ready to start cooking our steaks. We're going to go ahead and move that over there. We have our steaks prepped. We've got to put our oil in.
Okay.
Let's kind of clean up over here real quick.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you
Give
for bringing
anybody
salsa.
that's
Oh,
cooking
yeah. Let's get a
along
zoom
with
in over here.
us
Oh, sorry. I thought you were
No,
trying to get rid of
time
them.
These are yours.
to catch up.
You guys see this over here? This is the Jeopardy music comes in. Name the salsa at ENMU. You can.
Okay, so I'm going to go drain these real
you,
quick.
Appreciate it. Awesome. Another resource we wanted to talk about is registration. Along with ENMU Alumni Affairs, they're in the same hall. So if you ever want to go down and visit the Alumni Affairs office, they're the ones with the big windows out in front. Go visit them, say hello to Kemet, say hello to our staff down there. And make sure that you register for your next set of courses if you're not ready to be a senior yet. We super want you to get to that finish line. You have all the resources available to you. Please reach out to us and figure out how to use them. Got some flour on me. It's okay. We love a good belly rub.
All right, so in the magic kitchen, we drained off our potatoes. All nice and steamy. Look at the steam going there.
Love that. Heat.
We're not going to do anything with those for a while. We're going to use, so in our pot that we have for our vegetables, we're going to use about half the butter. It's about probably 2 tablespoons.
Okay.
Just to give them a little extra flavor in there. A little bit more. There we go. So that's good. We're going to set them aside. We're not going to mash them right away.
Okay.
Just because...
Let them kind of soak up that brilliance that they are.
Well, we used a russet potato.
Mm-hmm.
And if we mash them now, they could get gummy. And so we don't want to do that.
Oh, okay. Because then you're kind of eating mashed soup rather than
They just...
cream.
Yeah.
Creamy.
Okay. So we have our 14-inch to 12. You know, I said when I was looking at this, you know, you can have a 12-inch skillet. This is a 14-inch skillet. It's a cast iron skillet.
Ooh.
I prefer cast iron when cooking just because, A, you can cook anything in a well-seasoned cast iron skillet. It's not going to stick. And, you know, it's good to go. It distributes the heat well. So if you'll hand the oil, we're going to cook these on a... probably a medium high. So you're going to add... Nope, keep going. We're chicken frying.
You're right, I forget.
So probably about half of that bottle. Well, you're good, you're good, you're good.
A little more.
We want the kids in the pool, but we don't want them drowning. So we're going to wait for this to come up. Let's check our crumble. It should be done.
It smells brilliant, by the way. I know you guys don't have that with us, but... I wish
All right. So our crumble is done.
Woo!
And we're going to bring it over here. Set it down. As you can see, it does have that light brown color to it. Has that nice cookie crisp to it.
Mm-hmm.
If you were to take a bite of that, molten lava.
Really?
So you do want to let it sit out. You do want to let it...
This is my favorite part. Right here. Look at that boy. Nice brown and toasty. He reminds me of someone.
So, you know... Wow. Little too much. Too much. So what we're also going to do is our oven is warm. So since we have massive steaks, thank you, Ray, for shopping for us.
Thank you, Ray.
We're not going to be able to cook all of them at the same time.
Okay.
So we're going to have 2 in here. We have a nice wire rack.
Put some on there.
That we will put them in there. Our oven's already hot. Mm-hmm. So we're just going to turn our oven off and just let the residual heat go.
Okay.
So as we're waiting for our oil, do we have any questions? Morgan wants to know, how do you clean your skillet? No.
Jump in.
So, cast iron skillet. I mean, I don't know if it's the right way or not. I, put dish soap in it. I have a scraper. I'll scrape out the residual stuff that's in there. So whether it's like brown bits, or if we cooked a pasta, or if because we're going to cook gravy in here.
Yeah.
I'll scrape out what I can. Then I'll wash it. Very quickly. You don't want to sit there and scrub, because what the buildup on it is actually what keeps it seasoned. I don't know. This is just one of those, my mom taught me how to do this, and this is how I've always cleaned a cast iron skillet. So then once it's washed, you dry it. You put it on the stove, heat it up. I have a can of Crisco in my house. Mm-hmm. Take a little bit out, you wipe it around, and that's what puts the seasoning back on it.
Okay.
And so this, cast iron skillet, we always keep it in the oven. Mm-hmm. So if we were done cooking, I'd drain the grease, wash it, whatever, oven's still warm, I'd put it back in there.
Oh.
It helps keep that seasoning going.
I see what you're going for. I like
All
that.
right. Any other questions?
Thank you for that question, though, Morgan. We appreciate your engagement. Thank you.
All right, so we're waiting for our oil to get going. So how do you tell when oil is hot enough?
You tell when it starts to bubble and it gets hot and it's too hot to touch. Don't
So
touch
you're
hot
going
oil.
to touch that, tell me if it's ready?
I am going to stick a spatula in it, and if the bottom of the pan starts to bubble, we know we're in a good spot to start throwing some meat in there.
So you can also tell, yes, by the wooden spoon because it's going to bubble up, but you can also tell when it gets that shimmer
Oh,
and it looks like it's dancing.
okay.
So there's one of those ways. You can also tell by putting your hand over it when it's warm.
Mm.
So the one thing that you want to make sure is you want to make sure your oil is hot enough, because if you put your chicken fried steak in and it's not hot enough, that breading's just going to soak in all of that grease.
Not what we want.
Dr. Montgomery says cast iron is the best. I use a 10-inch skillet that was gifted to him in 1976 and still use it.
That's beautiful.
Yes.
The person who gave you that probably feels so well in their spirit, knowing that you still use this to this day. That's
When we go home at Christmas, my mother has a tortilla skillet.
of course. You need one of those, first of all.
We have a cornbread skillet.
Oh.
And then she has her regular frying, because you can't put...
Can't put all that on.
No. You can't put anything else in that cornbread skillet.
That's fair.
How did you make the crumble? The crumble was half a cake mix and about half a stick of butter. So you just mix and you make it look, roughly like gravel, sand, and then just sprinkle that over your pie topping. Thank you, Renee, for asking a question.
Yeah, we appreciate that, Miss Smith.
All right. So let's see.
I'd say we'd leave it a little bit.
There's little bubbles, but not the
they
bubbles
weren't-
that we want.
They were not excited to see us.
They are not excited. So what we can do is now, let's go ahead and get our corn started. We're going to put that on a medium low.
Okay.
And the reason we're starting our corn now is our corn was in the freezer. If your corn was left out and it was already thawed, it's not going to take that long.
Okay.
So,
Cool.
knife. Thank you, sir.
Ba-da-ba-ba-ba.
So
I love corn. Or elote.
elotes. Trader Joe's makes it in everything, but elotes seasoning, it's the best.
Really?
All right. And I got rid of the thank you of coming bowl, so it's down there. So we're just going to let this go on a little bit. We can add our salt and pepper to it. We're starting to get a shimmer.
Nice.
So, not a good flavor. Salt,
Kosher salt.
some pepper. I'm kind of the one spoon guy here, so we'll get that started, and there we go.
For the folks at home that are one spoon guys, we appreciate you.
I don't like doing dishes. All right, so the other thing that you need to be aware of, your pan may or may not have a hot spot in it. It's just like your grill.
Okay.
So you kind of want to watch that too.
Make sure you're not overabundantly using that area.
Yes. We're getting there.
I see what you're saying. See, earlier we discussed a little bit about the electric grill, electric stove.
And all stoves
So,
work differently. I mean, if we were on, a TV show, we'd be like, hey, let's cut to commercial. Let's get this going. And so, yeah.
Just quick shout out to Betsy Chavez. I just enjoy your presence so much. She works down at the GSSC. You can get tutoring for free if you're a student. You can have some wonderful resources there, like encyclopedias. They have so much information. If you ever just have a Friday or something, go hang out and look in there.
And that's true. Miss Chavez is a plethora of information.
That's true.
If you have a problem, you can see her and she will make sure it's taken care of. She may not be able to solve it, but she knows the people that do.
Yep.
And so definitely
We're not cutting to commercial. We're exchanging resources, okay? There's a difference. We're not promoting something new. This has always been ENMU, and it always will be about ENMU.
It's not my
That's the beauty.
stove.
Appreciate that.
All right. So if you step back, you can kind of see it.
Oh,
it
that
has
glow.
that shimmering, and it has the bubbles, and the, and the main thing that we want to make sure is we're getting our bubbles.
Oh, okay, I see.
We have bubbles. So our oil is hot enough. Well, our oil's not hot enough there. It's hot enough here. So we've identified there's some hot spots here. So definitely this side of the pan is going to be hotter than this side of the pan.
And that's just surface area.
It could be I don't have it centered right. It could be, So, main thing. When you're putting your steaks in, we always put steaks away from us, and we want to hear the applause.
The applause.
The applause. So, we're going to shake off the excess flour here. Come over.
The technique.
And you hear the applause, the psh. It's like the stadium applause.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Here I am thinking I'm useful because I'm clapping. I'm not the applause.
And so basically we're going to cook these steaks about 3 to 4 minutes aside.
Okay. Starting now.
It just depends on, it's steak. Do you want your steak well done? Do you want your steak medium rare? We're still putting them in the oven. And so since we have a lot, they're going to continue to carry over that cook, because you've also made that crust around it. So it's like its own little sauna on the inside.
Nice. Those are going pretty quick. I like that. Are you going to be using the fork to flip them as well?
We will use the fork to flip them.
Cool.
So what we can do now is, let's focus on our potatoes.
Love me some potato.
We're going to turn our heat down just a little bit, because we don't want it to cook so quickly.
Okay. We're not in a rush.
If you'll put some paper towels down here for me.
This is to soak up any excess grease, any
Exactly.
excess mesh that might fall off of your steak,
You can put your chicken fried steak on paper towels. I like using a rack. I like my steak crispy. I want my gravy to
Like the
make
way you're
it
thinking.
soggy, not my paper towel. So that's perfect.
Don't forget about whole milk.
You can use tongs. You can use a fork. We're going to turn our steaks because we do have that hot side.
Yeah. Oh, I see what you're saying. Nice golden brown, a little pale.
Still not there. So that's good. All right, mashed potatoes.
Is anyone else cooking right now? We haven't had a single person check in. I'm not worried. I know you guys know what you're doing because you're professional chefs.
I mean, our corn's starting to get there.
Anybody got a steak in the oil? Cool.
No?
That's all right. Just remember, you can slow oil. Yes, ma'am. We totally see you, Jessica.
Okay. So, as you can see, we have a great color on that one. Brown food tastes good. That's another NRL. We always turn away.
I can't believe we just made that.
Well, I mean, this was your request.
It was. I love me a steak. I love me a fried steak.
Now, I'm telling you, that video is making it look a lot more dark than what it actually is.
It's a light coat. It's sweet.
It does have, there are some hot spots.
Well, we discussed that. We prepared for that part.
We did. Mm-hmm. So, potatoes.
Potate me a potato. What would you like me to do?
I would like for you to take our potato masher. You can also use a fork. I understand a lot of our college folks may or may not have a utensil for each thing. I do. But I'm also old. So we're going to go ahead and
Want me to
if
mash
you
those?
want to mash that and not throw it all over the
I lost some.
stove. So here's the point where do you want creamy potatoes? Do you want lumpy potatoes? Do you want the potatoes the way your mom used to make them? So it's however you're looking at that. While you're doing that, we can take these steaks out. And we're going to put them on our wire rack. We're going to throw 2 more in. Look at that crust.
Smells so good in here.
So we've already got our crumble. We've already got our potatoes are pretty much done. We're also building in our grease a great browning of that flour. So it's going to make our cream gravy be great.
So would you like me to add anything to this? Just mash away.
Okay, so you've got them mashed. If you want to throw some milk in there,
Oh yeah.
and that's where you get to decide on,
What we're dealing with
do
here.
you want them creamy? Do you want them just like this? That's where you get to decide.
Somebody decide for me. Are we making creamy or are we making a little less creamy? Somebody comment. Like Mama used to make them.
Like Mama used to make them.
See, I love that, but
See, I'm more or
I don't know what that
less
means.
one, let's not make them so creamy because that way our gravy will sit on them. So carefully, that's a lot of milk. We're gonna have some creamy potatoes.
see, I'm new at this.
Not a problem.
Trial and error.
Trial and error.
Next time I come around, though, you better watch for these potatoes.
Perfect.
A perfect amount of milk. I like the turnout, but I do miss the lumps. I like them a little chunkier.
Silverware. Silverware?
I believe, yes.
So now it's time to go in. How much salt do we have? What would you like? And you know, with your potatoes, you can do a lot of different things. Roasted garlic. You can put Parmesan cheese in them. It's just a base. So taste them.
We're going in. Definitely more creamy. Like you said, the milk definitely made that
But does it have a
consistency
good
creamy.
salt? Does it have a good pepper bite to it already?
Right. I think we could add a little bit more salt, but I do like pepper flavor. You can tell it's there. It's not distinguished by any means, but it's there.
Okay.
Yeah.
Definitely need salt.
Yeah, I don't know where we missed the... I felt like we added salt.
Well, we added salt to the water,
Oh.
but that just started it.
Right.
So if you want to mix that in for us, we have our other 2 steaks in. So they're cooking. We're about ready to flip those. We got our other 2 steaks in the oven. So things are looking good. We have 1 more steak to cook. We can look at our corn. Our corn is starting
And that's coming
to
along too.
thaw and get going. All right, perfect. So we're good with that. If you want to put the lid on those.
Cody, can I lick the spoon?
If you want to do it on Zoom TV,
Here we go, ladies. That's a good spoon lick. Nice.
let's get a close-up of those. Yeah. Poor Linda.
It's a sad world. We can't all be happy, I guess. That's a lie. Achieve your dreams. Go for your dreams. That's why you came to college. Don't forget that. And for those of you who are professors, don't forget that either. Don't forget to instill that in your students. Because I love when teachers inspire me, and I love when I can inspire a teacher. And vice versa.
Right. So I also got a question. Can your cast iron go in the oven? Of course it can. You just have to make sure you watch some of your enamel cast iron, which this is. It's, it doesn't go up to all of the temperatures, but it will go to 450 because I've cooked steaks in it before. So we're going to do kind of a small clean. We have one more piece of steak to cook. This is looking good.
Nice.
You can tell, so there's still
some tenderness.
There's some blood still coming through it. So we're going to go ahead and give it another flip. Get that other side going. But you hear the applause when it hits. It's all. All right. Do we have any more shout outs that we need to do?
All right. Some more shout outs. Ladies and gentlemen, our campus is wonderful. And for those of you who can't be here to experience it, we're so sad. But get on our website, do our virtual tour, and tell us what you think. It's going to be less interactive than it would be if you came and saw it with us, because we love talking to new students and we love hanging out with you. But if you have an opportunity, check out that website. There's a bunch of wonderful things you can see in the little hyperlinks. And also our virtual tour is super, super fun.
And actually, let me put this up because they're not ready to come out. We are actually moving forward and we are starting in-person tours.
We are?
So our Office of Enrollment Services are starting in-person tours. They are a little bit limited.
Okay.
But we are following COVID safe practices, and we're, I work in Enrollment Services. We're excited to get our students back.
Cody, you know what that means. Tell your friends, tell your family, tell everybody you know, your cousins, text them, Twitter it. I don't know what you need to do.
We've set up a calendar. We're doing roughly 4 tours a day. So we're very excited. Woo! We're excited to be getting back to what we're considering our somewhat normal.
Yeah. Our new normal, as people are calling it.
It is the new normal.
Hey, does anyone see that Avengers movie where everyone blipped away and they came back? I feel like when we discuss COVID and the pandemic, it'll be similar to how they discussed the whole blipping away. Because we're just going to kind of deal with it together.
All right, we're going to take this out. We got one more steak to cook.
One more steak.
So we're going to throw these on our tray that's in our warm oven. And as you can see, still crispy.
That good texture, that good texture.
I'm going to drain
My
that
stomach.
off a little bit.
Oh, my stomach.
Once again, we're playing steak Tetris.
We don't want that overlap in business, nope.
All right. So stirring our cord, we've got our one final steak to do. We are also going to be making our gravy after this. Our oil kind of got a little cool, so we didn't get... See, your oil cools down. You got to let it warm up, and I didn't do that. We didn't have the... We had the golf clap. So...
How about anyone at home? Did you guys hear the applause when you were dipping your steaks into the oil? So where are the infinity stones linked to the pandemic? That's a wonderful question, Mr. Montgomery, but you're going to have to catch us at our next event on how we're discussing the correlation between those two themes. We appreciate it.
So did you taste the potatoes after?
I had not, yeah, actually.
Okay, so I tasted from this side, so now I'm going to taste from this side. Just one of those things.
Right, yeah. Don't double dip for the folks at home.
I think we got it.
Now we're at Thanksgiving.
Perfect,
I can feel
perfect.
Oh, can you feel the hymns?
All right, so we're going to clean up a little bit. We've got a thank you for coming bowl for our grease because we're not going to put that
down the sink.
In our
Remember,
plastic.
Kids, don't dump your parents' grease down the sink.
Yes, do not. So let's take this back to the magic kitchen for it to disappear.
We also want to thank Student Accounts for helping us out with all the scholarship money movement around. We also want to thank Financial Aid for helping us out, and also the registration for helping us get our courses. Heck yeah.
Alright.
John Montgomery is saying that butter helps a lot, and that he loves his potatoes. They taste great. They taste
All
good.
about the butter.
Why do we love lipids and fats so much? Because they taste good. Why else?
Carbs.
Yes,
Carbs.
give me them.
All right. So we're going to turn that down because those are cooked. Your corn, your vegetable. We chose a blend. It's onions, corns, bell peppers. I think there's some green chili in it to go along with our steak. Our steak's looking good here. Yeah, it could. Let's move it to the hot side.
Yeah, a little bit longer.
We'll get it on the hot side.
I see what you mean about the blood, though. You can really see that coming through.
And it does. And once you flip it over, it'll cook it in. Don't have to worry about that. So basically, we're waiting for this one piece of steak to get done.
And then we're putting the ribbon on it?
And then we're going to make some gravy. And
That's
then,
an easy part. That's an easy part. Gravy.
So we'll start plating everything up.
So I wanted to remind you guys real quick, we do have an event tomorrow at 7, Painting with a Swirl. We'll have our very own Vaughn. He's a wonderful, wonderful guy. He's very wholesome, but he knows a lot about art. And he wants to share that with you. So come share that with us as well and get some painting done. And I also wanted to say, enjoy your spring break while you're out there. You know, have fun, be safe. Be safe. And don't forget that your family is important. So as you're enjoying yourself here at college, feel free to reach back out to them. And hey, I still love you. I'm still alive. That sends a lot of warm messages to your family. Gravy prep is an art.
Gravy prep is an art. And chicken fried steak is messy.
It is.
You know, we've got, it splatters everywhere. I'll be honest with you, when I make it, I'm not wearing nice clothes. It's a t-shirt, gym short kind of day.
Yeah, because you need it. Yeah.
Because, you know, if you do get grease on yourself
Yep.
from it popping, Dawn dish soap.
Really.
Spray it on, throw it in the washing machine. Perfect. So,
Oh, guys, I totally forgot to tell you as we enter from midterms to spring break, enjoy a good safe ride if you need it. If you're uncomfortable or if you just, this is not the environment for you, call Safe Ride. They can get you home safely, efficiently, and for free, which is my favorite part of that sentence.
all right. So, you can tell the steak's done. There's not much give to it. It's going to be good. We're going to drain that off.
God, I love them. I think this one's my favorite because it's shape, but this one are tie for color.
So, Miss Chavis asking, you put a lid on your skillet?
Ooh.
Personally, with oil, I never put a lid on my skillet with oil, just because as it sweats and that steam gets up,
You have oil
then
with
the
that.
water goes into the steam and bad jujus. They do have screens that you could put on top of there.
Huh?
But my skillet didn't come with a lid. So,
Thank you for coming.
yes, we have our hot grease. Thank you for coming, bowl. So, for our gravy, we're going to leave about 3 tablespoons of our oil that we cooked in.
Okay.
If you want to get the flour, so you're going to put about equal parts.
Okay.
So, and that's the nice thing about cast iron. We do have it off the heat. So
Keeps that heat though.
it does. Cast iron does keep the heat.
Residual heat.
And also, so does your electric stove. So we're going to go in
Oh.
and we're going to make our gravy. So we're getting all of those brown bits. We're going to get that turning around in here.
This is going in my notepad of good ideas. Right there.
So we need just a little bit more flour for it to come together. So if you want to sprinkle some more flour in here for me. So making gravy, it is an art. It is something that, you know, you can either have racehorse gravy, where you're chasing your gravy all the way around your plate, or you can have glue. So
The gravy
it just-
doesn't move.
yeah, it's going to be stuck there. So what we're doing now is we're actually cooking that raw flour taste out of the flour because we don't want our gravy to taste like raw flour. And we're just cooking from the residual heat. So what we're going to do now is we have the rest of our milk. We have a lot of steak. We're going to probably use all of our milk.
Oh.
Okay. No lumps.
No lumps.
That means you are constantly stirring, getting those lumps out, because you don't want the lumps.
This is a no lumps household.
Well, no one wants lumpy gravy. So yes, I'm making a mess. Sorry, Linda. But we're not going to have lumpy gravy. We're going in. We're getting this done. I add a little bit at a time. You can go ahead and add the rest of it in. But we're going to work in all of that flour.
The flour? The milk?
The flour that was in.
Oh, I see.
In our pan. So we're going to go through. And this stove is super hot. We may have lumpy gravy. We'll just knock it up to inexperience using the stove. But
we gave it our best. That's what's important. This household still is no lumps household.
Yeah, it's still a no lumps household.
Sometimes we get lumps though.
You can strain your gravy if you want. It's the first time,
First time for lumps, I guess.
Yeah, it's the first time for lumps. But just remember, those lumps are flavor too. So
yeah.
lumps need love too.
Exactly.
So
I love it.
We're gonna go ahead, just add a little bit more milk.
It smells really nice too.
So we do need to salt and pepper this.
Woo!
So
my favorite
they're
part.
in front of you.
Salt and pepper.
So you want to put about half a palmful, a little bit less than that. And then you want to put, I like pepper gravy. So I would put a palmful. Yeah. Dump. Okay, so we've lost some of that residual heat. We're going to turn this back on. We're going to get this going. You know what? I think it's time to plate.
I think it is.
So this will start getting done. It'll start getting thicker. Yeah, you're fine. All right. So if you want to put our corn in one of those bowls, we're just going to dump that in there. You can use that spoon. Dump.
All right, we're gonna dump.
I'm like, my gravy's not gonna last that long. We gotta dump.
We gotta go. Oh yeah.
So as you can see, our gravy is thickening up. The temperature's coming up on it. We're getting rid of the lumps still by stirring. And my metal whisk doesn't hurt my cast iron skillet.
Right.
So.
Nice. What's next?
All right. So that is for our gravy.
Gravy.
This is too big for ours. We'll just serve our potatoes out of the pot. It's a nice shiny pot, right? You can have potatoes out of it.
Heck yeah, I could.
So we'll throw that there. Let's bring our bowl over here. Our gravy's good to go. It's not necessarily racehorse gravy, but it's not paste, so I think we're doing good.
We did it. We hit the sweet spot on this one.
Yeah. So I'm gonna take my trusty towel and try not to burn my hand.
We can try.
My tea towel. And
here's the transition.
We're gonna
it's
put
good.
Gravy in there.
Oh, I love that.
So we got that, and if you want to bring me the red platter. I actually need that. There's not enough room here. We can get rid of all of this. That needs to go off because that doesn't need to be hot. We're going to take our steak.
Nice. I'm so excited. We got so much going on.
So, excuse me, don't want to burn you. I'm going to take our crunchy, crispy steak and get it on the plate.
Love it.
All right. We have that going there. Go away.
Oh no, this small piece of fried steak skin fell off.
Did it just happen to
I'm
disappear?
just so delicious
I
too.
just
I
threw
mean,
my towel over my shoulder, didn't I? All right, so we don't actually need this.
I love that.
All right. So, piece de resistance.
Nice.
Steak.
That's got some good color.
You want a big helping of this table's too big. I'm too short.
Everything's like out of hand's reach. Oh yes.
A nice dollop of potatoes. Let's have the corn spoon. So we're going to put our corn on our side.
Love that. Let's do it.
And I mean, once again, I don't like doing dishes.
We're sending it with the one spoon. Oh. How could you do something like that? So brilliant.
And there you go.
Wow. And that's perfect the way it is. You can
You
eat
got
that
your
right
chicken
there.
fried steak, mashed potatoes,
Love that.
and your vegetable.
This is from point A to point B with you guys as an audience. We appreciate you guys being here.
And
Cody
don't
Spitz.
forget, yeah, it's actually warm. It's cool enough to touch. And then you got that cherry crumble.
I love it. Do you think we can cut a piece of the cherry crumble out? Would it be cool enough?
We sure can.
Okay,
Yeah,
let's
I mean, I
definitely-
picked up that, so it's not a problem.
Yeah.
We're gonna have to find. There we go.
Thank you, John Montgomery. Thank you, Renee. Thank you, Betsy Chavez. Everyone who's on.
So we're gonna.
Miss Spitz, Corey, we appreciate you guys. Miss Morgan, we appreciate you. Oh my gosh. I know what I'm gonna make this weekend. Nice.
And you gotta get the side gook.
The good stuff.
Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, a meal. Wow.
There you go.
Cody Spitz, everyone. Round of applause. Round of applause for everyone who helped us do this. We appreciate you for being the stones that we built our foundation on. Thank you. I love this. I'm really excited to try it. Can we try it? Can we open it up?
Yeah, grab your knife and
Let's
let's grab
bust it
you a
open.
knife and fork.
Cool.
Because you gotta try it. I mean,
Gotta see what the finishing product
see what
is
the
like.
end product's like.
Yeah. If I can't go scuba diving, then what's this all been for? You know what I mean? That's what I'm saying. Those of you who watch The Office will get that reference. Ooh.
Would you like a knife?
I would love a knife. Thank you. You hear that? Oh. Nice. Would you like a bite as well?
No, I'm good, thank you. It's one of those, once you've cooked it, you really don't want it kind of thing.
Oh, okay. Here we go. Here we go, ladies and gentlemen. The bite.
Yeah, you can't take my plate home, but you can take whatever. So
The ASMR, we had another video, but we had to take it out. It was too sensual. But the steak is beautiful. It's got the salt, obviously the pepper, but it's got good texture, and that's really, I love that crunch to it. Steak's cooked thoroughly. It's well We tasted the mashed potatoes already, but I'm going to go ahead and send it with the gravy on it. I'll go ahead and do that as well. Oh, yeah. I don't know how it tastes for you guys at home. I'm enjoying myself over here. I hope you
jump
are.
into the crumble.
Oh, yeah. This is what I was
We all know
excited
what corn tastes like.
Yep, yep.
So that cake actually becomes more like a cookie, like a sugar cookie topping.
I like that. It's like full.
Three
no,
ingredients.
No, fluffy is not correct.
And you have a simple, easy dessert. And like I said, you can get creative with it. We did cherry vanilla.
So, Cody, I have a question. Actually, Morgan has a question. What's the difference between crumble and a cobbler?
A lot of work. A cobbler is going to be more or less with a pie crust. So you'd have a pie crust on the bottom and a pie crust on the top with your fruit filling in the middle. A crumble, I call it a crumble. It may not be the proper culinary term, but you know, I call it a crumble because we crumbled everything on top of it. And it doesn't have the traditional pie crust dough on the bottom and on the sides.
Oh, I see. Because it's kind of like enveloped in that kind of textured. Yeah. What is that? Pie crust?
Yeah, just the pie crust. Yeah. You know, basic flour, shortening, water. You roll it out. You put it in your pie pan.
Nice. Well, ladies and gentlemen, I just wanted to remind you about our event tomorrow at 7. Thank you so much for joining us. We appreciate you. We're going to go check our Instagram to see if any of you guys have commented the word milk. We want to give a huge shout out to Cody Spitz.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you for joining us.
It was fun.
We'd love to show you the cleanup, but it's not as interesting as the making of it. So, good night.
We'll TikTok Linda doing it.
Well, yeah, we'll do that for you. Check out our social media pages and feel free to come say hi to us in Campus Life once we're fully open.
Bye, everyone.